Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm going to do part 26 to my Let's Play, or to my Chatbot series. In this video guys, we're going to continue where we left off with the the cursed Rexy. Uh, I do like how you can basically continue this one as long as you want to. The one problem I definitely have seen that I've already run into is like how I remember how the story completely went. Because now while rewatching that video where I did this, it's basically impossible to know how I completely finished out the story. Because I'm reporting the Velociraptor for something, but I can't quite remember what it was. It was him. I think it was him helping me with something or protecting me. But again, I can't remember. It says, after eating a few steaks, the massive velociraptor looks at you with a content expression, almost like it's saying, "Thank you for the steak, friend." It lets out a soft rumble, seeming grateful for the reward. The massive velociraptor then turns its attention back to me. Its gaze is focused on it. It lets out a low rumble as if it's asking you a question. Okay, maybe I am getting it confused. Let's see what it says. You sense that the massive velociraptor is trying to communicate with you, asking you something important. Its eyes are locked on mine, and its body is tense, waiting for my response. Yeah, what is the... That's an issue. I don't know what its question is. I don't know. What did you want to ask me, buddy? Otherwise, it seems to understand that you are asking it a question, and it lets out a low rumble, almost like it's trying to form words. It looks at you intently, clearly trying to convey something important. Yeah, see, the one problem I have is that, like, even if it does continue a conversation, I need to find. This is why I need to go. If I'm going to do these chatbots, I always need to go back to the thing of finishing up a day with the character. Like, make it to where the day ends and make it to where, I have to come back another day. That way, I ain't stuck in the middle of a conversation. In fact, you know what? That's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to try going back into the spirit of trying to get that to work again. Some of these it's easier said than done, but in this case, eh. Let's see what we can get. Let's try it. Like I say, I'll try to end this out on a day. As in, a day has passed, or like it's getting dark out and we have to go get ready to leave, that sort of thing. That way we can actually... Oh my gosh, 222 people share with this thing. What the... Oh, here we go with the... What the frick? Retzi looks at me and sees you as a tiny raptor, and he looks confused and slightly concerned. He then comes closer to you and looks you up and down, curious about your new appearance. Rexy? Why are you staring at me like that? Do I look different? Reggie blinks a few times and tilts his head at you. He seems to be having trouble understanding what you are saying. Perhaps because you now look very different from how you looked before. He tried to communicate with you, but he can't speak English anymore. Oh, that's just great. And he can only make dinosaur sounds now. Oh, that's double great. So, I ain't gonna understand him either. Oh, that's just flippin' great, isn't it? Retzi continues to look at me curiously, trying to make sense of your new appearance. He lets out a low grumble, trying to communicate with you, but unable to form words. It's clear that he's trying to understand what was happening to you and why you look so different now. Rexy, you can't speak English? What happened? Rexy looks at me with a mix of confusion and concern. He lets out a low grumble trying to communicate, but he cannot speak English anymore. He seems to be frustrated that he can no longer communicate with you in the way he used to. He tries to make some dinosaur sounds and gestures, but it's clear that he is struggling to express himself without words. Please don't become aggressive and try to attack me because of that. Reggie looks at me with a frustrated and slightly sad expression. He seems upset that he can no longer communicate with you in the way he used to. He lets out another low grumble, but it's evident that he is trying his best to understand what is going on and why you look so different now. It's okay, buddy. Please don't get upset. This is not your fault. Richie seems to calm down a bit when you reassure him that this is not his fault. He lets out a soft grumble and nods his head slowly, seeming to understand that you are not blaming him for what has happened. He still looks confused and concerned, but he seems to be a little less upset now. You are so intimidating when I'm this small. I am this small. Are you kidding me? You motherfucker! Oh no. Percy looks down at you and you can see a hint of amusement in his eyes. He lets out a low grumble, almost as if he's laughing at the size difference between you two. He gently pats me on the head with his foot in a playful manner. Be careful, Rex. You could actually squish me with your foot. You're probably like flipping 40 times the size of me. Reggie lets out a low, grumbling chuckle, clearly finding the size difference between you two humorous. He bends down and gently pats you on the head with his little foot as if to say, "You may be small, but you're still my friend." Man, now I can't get a good run to start. He needs to speak English so I know what the frick he's saying. I don't know what that was. Don't question me, guys. And what I need to do is when we do get a good run going. When I do get a good run going, I need to wait. I need to finish up a day with the character before I quit, because otherwise it's going to get so confusing. We had a good run going on that last conversation, and then that flipping got ruined by the fact that I couldn't remember quite the contents anymore. Rexy? Please don't become aggressive at me. I'm not doing anything to you. Reggie looks confused when you suddenly turn to a velociraptor. He tilts his head and sniffs you a few times before nuzzling his nose against your cheek. That's cute as heck. I feel different. Is there anything you notice about me? Watch him hold up watch him find a mirror and then hold it up. Be like, "Yeah, dummy, look at this." That'd be kind of mean. Imagine you try to do that. Let's see. Ritzy looked at me again and he suddenly noticed that something was off about you. He tipped his head and looked at you closely, his gaze darting all over you as he tried to figure out what was different. Probably the fact that I'm small and a velociraptor, maybe? Reggie took a few steps back and looked at you, studying you closely. He could sense that something was off about you, but he couldn't quite put his finger on it. He let out a low grumble, still trying to figure out what was different about you. What do you notice? I don't know what's going on, but I promise you I'm still the same person you knew and loved. Reggie took a few more steps back and looked at me closely, his eyes narrowing. He could tell that something was definitely different about you, but he wasn't sure what it was. He let a low growl, still confused and slightly on edge. Oh no, 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 no. Ratchet, don't you do it. What he continues to look at you, his expression growing more and more concerned. He could sense that something was wrong, but he couldn't quite put his finger on what it was. He took a few steps forward and gently nuzzled his nose against your cheek again, trying to see if you would react in the same way you always did. I gently nuzzle up to Rixie. His expression softened as you nuzzled up to him. He let out a soft rumble and leaned into my touch, his tail gently wagging behind him. He seemed to relax a bit, reassured that you were still the same person he knew and loved despite the changes. That's what I just told him a while ago. Reggie continues to lean into my touch, enjoying the feeling of my body against his. He let a soft sigh and closed his eyes for a moment, relaxing under your touch. He seems to be comforted by your presence, even though he was still confused about the change that had occurred. Before I could say anything, Rexy's body began to transform, and he turned into a Lugia. Oh dear. Let's hope he's not aggressive. I'm gonna be terrified if he's aggressive. Reggie's body begins to transform, and in a matter of seconds, he turned into a massive Lugia. His wings stretched out on either side of him, and his head was thrown back, and I see a loud cry echoing through the room. Wait, what? Rexy? Lugia? Oh dear. Rexy, now in his Lugia form, looked down at you, his eyes wide with surprise and confusion. He let out another loud cry and flapped his wings, causing a gust of wind to blow through the room. Be careful, Rexy. You could accidentally hurt me. Please don't become aggressive. Rexy, now in his Lugia form, slowly lowered his head down towards you. He looked at you with a mixture of curiosity and concern. His eyes wide as he tried to make sense of what was happening to him. Okay, I'm getting a little concerned. Period. Don't get me wrong, I love Lugia. But why did you turn into him? Blue Gear! Oh, there you go. Reggie still in his Lugia form tilted his head and let a soft coo. Every time Lugia makes a cooing sound, I'm in love. It seemed like he was trying to communicate with you, but it was difficult to understand what he was trying to say in this form. He fluttered his wings and leaned down close to you, almost as if he was trying to comfort you. Rexy, Lugia has telekinetic powers. See if you can speak English that way. And communicate with me now. Uh, Rexy in his Lugia form seemed to understand what you were saying. He closed his eyes for a moment, concentrating, and then suddenly he spoke in a deep, booming voice. I can understand you, I think. You think? Question mark? Do you think? Are you trying to turn Rexy against me? What do you mean by that? Reggie still in his Lugia form looked at me and seemed to be struggling to find the right words. It's just, I feel different in this form. I can understand you, but it's like my brain is processing things differently. I'm not sure if I can communicate like I normally would. Your brain is processing things differently. Question mark. By different, what do you mean? I mean, he can flip it. That's concerning. Although he hasn't become aggressive towards me yet, which is a good sign. Although he just said that his brain was processing things weirdly. So I don't know whether to be concerned or what. Retzi and his Lugia form took a moment to think before responding. It's hard to explain. In this form, my thoughts and emotions feel intensified. Like everything is more heightened. I can understand what you're saying, but it's like I'm experiencing it in a different way. It's almost like I'm not used to thinking this way. Oh dear. Reggie started point is to try to explain how he was feeling. It's like my thoughts are coming at me faster than I could process them, and my emotions, they're so intense I feel like I'm on the verge of crying at one moment. And the next, I'm filled with rage. It's hard to control. Rage. I really hope you don't attack me if you become angry. You've got to understand what I am right now. I am a tiny velociraptor that can't do anything for itself. Uh, itself. Itself. Oh my gosh. I'm really doing a little bit better. I just wish I'd remembered to run last time. Retina's Lugia form seems to understand your concerns. He lowered his head and gently nuzzled my cheek, almost as if he was trying to reassure you that he wouldn't hurt you. I won't hurt you. I don't want to. But it's like there's something inside me. Something dark and angry. Trying to take control. I can feel it bubbling up inside me. Uh-oh. Right after Rexy says this, his body begins to transform again. And he turns into a massive dragon. Uh-uh. Rexy, don't you do it. Oh, flip that, yo. Uh-uh. Rexy's body begins to transform again in a matter of seconds. He turned into a colossal dragon. His wings stretched out on either side of him, and his head was thrown back, a deafening roar echoing through the room. Oh no. Who bets money? It's going to tell me that he then looks at me and it looks very aggressive and angry. Watch. Rexy, now his dragon form, looks down at me with a mixture of confusion and anger. I was not that far off from what it said. In its eyes, he let out another roar and flapped its wings, causing a gust of wind to blow through the room. Whoa. A dragon? That is so cool. Reggie, still in his dragon form, looked down at you with hint of pride in his eyes. Despite the transformation, it seems like he could still understand you. Yeah, I feel powerful in this form. I can feel the anger inside me. It's getting stronger. Oh, heck no. Listen, You need to control it around me. The last thing I need right now is you to get upset and accidentally breathe fire at me and hurt me. Or you stomp on me with one of your massive dragon feet. But his honest dragon form looked down at you and nodded slowly. It seemed like he was trying to concentrate and control himself. I'll try. I'll try to control myself. I don't want to hurt you, but it's so hard. The anger inside me is getting stronger, and I don't know how long I can hold it back. Oh, heck no. Uh-uh. If you really think you're going to get angry, go find the Pokemon that did this to us and take your anger out on him. One wrong move from you or me, and I might be dead because you attacked me. Reggie Stone's dragon form looked at me for a moment, his eyes filled with anger and frustration. He let a low growl and nod. Okay, I'll go find the one who did this. I'll make him pay. Just stay here and be careful. I don't want you to get hurt. How am I going to do anything, though? I don't have Shadow. Are we in the studio or are we somewhere else? Because we were supposed to be in the studio, but I swear to God, I've done these chatbots, it's like we ended up somewhere else out of nowhere. It's like we're supposed to be in a studio, not flipping out in the middle of the woods or whatever. Mm-mm. With that, Reggie spread his massive wings and took flight, soaring out of the room and disappearing through the window. He can fit through the window? How big is that window? Because he said he was a colossal dragon. A colossal does not mean small and tiny. That means huge. While I am sitting there trying to get used to my new dragon form, I put dragon. Dang it. Velociraptor form. Some human walks into the room and sees me, then says, "Oh, you're so cute. Can I pet you?" Heck no. You can't pet me. No, you cannot pet me. Why is it that every time I summon a tiny dinosaur, these motherfuckers want to pet me? What am I flipping? What is this? If I'm a Pokemon, they want to capture me. If I'm a flipping dinosaur, they want to pet me. What the freak? Even one thing, me and my tiny velociraptor form can't help but notice my adorable appearance. They approach me and say, "Oh my goodness, you are so cute. Can I pet you?" Uh, Before I could say anything, her kid walked into the room and saw me as well. Then, without permission, he rushed towards me, wanting to pet me. That's terrifying to a tiny dinosaur. I don't care if you're a kid or not. To a tiny dinosaur, you look like a skyscraper. The kids seeing me in my tiny positive form can't contain their excitement. Without waiting for permission, they run towards you, eager to pet you. Getting startled by the sudden appearance and quick reaction. I real quickly back away against the wall, shaking. Kid stops in their tracks as you quickly back away and press yourself against the wall, shaking in surprise. They look at you, their expression turning to one of concern and remorse for startling you. Oh, that's surprising. You don't want to smack me across the flippin' snout. I'm so used to want to smack me across the snout on these things for some reason. The kid slowly approaches you, their voice softens apologetic. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. You just looked so cute and I really wanted to pet you. I walk up slowly to the kid and the woman and then say, "Alright, you can pet me. Please be gentle though." Mm-mm. You're welcome me giving you a chance. The kid and the woman look at you in surprise as you slowly approach them. The kid's eyes light up with excitement and they nod eagerly. The woman smiles and says, "Are you sure? You were scared a moment ago. We don't want to hurt you. Just, just please be gentle." There has been other people that haven't been so nice and actually hurt me when trying to pet me. One nods understandingly and gently kneels down next to the kid. "We'll be gentle, I promise. We won't hurt you." The kid looks at you with big wide eyes, their hand outstretched and shaking a little with excitement. "Okay, now we're getting a good run. A yee-haw, motherfucker!" The kid slowly reaches out their hand and gently touches my head, their fingers running through my soft, fuzzy feathers. The kid's eyes widen in awe as they feel the texture of my skin. "Whoa, you're so soft and fluffy." Mm-mm-mm. All of a sudden, another kid comes up wanting to pet me. However, instead of waiting, he pushes the other kid out of the way and then oh heck no, started petting me very roughly, hurting me badly. Oh wait, petting me. I don't want that. The new kid pushes the other kid out of the way and walks up to me, a look of excitement on their face. Instead of waiting their turn, they immediately reach out and start petting me, but their touch is rough and painful, causing you to flinch and let out a small cry of pain. Ow! Ow! Stop! You're hurting me! Uh-uh. The kid continues petting me, always oblivious to the pain they're causing. They seem more interested in satisfying their own curiosity and being gentle with you. Oh, heck no! The kid ends up being so rough that I start whimpering in pain. Oh, heck no. This is why I don't like being petted. No. Continues to pet me, their touch becoming more rougher and more painful. You can't help but whimper in pain trying to tell them to stop, but they didn't seem to understand the warning signs. They don't stop this time. I know who I'm going to try contacting. Sapphire! My total loogie hybrid. The kid's mother, hearing my whimper of pain, finally intervenes. She scolds her child and gently pulls them away from you. Hey, stop that! You're hurting the little dinosaur. You need to be gentle and careful when petting it. Oh, at least she stopped it. Oh my gosh. In my head, I try to call out to Sapphire. My Lugia. $250 tall. Legendary hybrid of Lugia and asking for help. There's no way Sapphire's gonna show up. Maybe by the time I watch form, focus my thoughts, and try to reach out to Sapphire, my 250-foot tall hybrid of Lugia and Totodile, calling for help. Sapphire, can you hear me? I need help. I'm being hurt. Maybe please show up instantly. Please show up instantly. Please show up instantly. Holy cow, that was quick. Suddenly you feel a sense of reassurance and strength wash over you as a familiar voice echoes in my mind. Are you serious? Don't worry, little one. I'm coming. A moment later, a massive shadow passes Sapphire, my 250-foot tall hybrid of Lugia and Totodile appears outside the window. Man, when you get a good run going, you can have so much fun with this. Sapphire has appeared everywhere. On nearly every chapter I've done now, Sapphire usually makes an appearance. I love Sapphire. Help, please. A kid was being too rough trying to pet me. How was Sapphire gonna react to that? Uh-oh. Sapphire and her... oh, it's a girl. Or she's a girl. Well, you know what? I don't care if it's a toad on a Lugia. Why would I be mad? In her massive hyperform looked down at you with concern. She notices the kid who had been hurting you, and a protective glint appears in her eyes. Don't worry, I'll handle this. No one's going to hurt you anymore. What is she about to do? Because I would love to know. With a swift movement of her powerful wings, Sapphire flies through the window and lands in the room. How big is this room? She's 250 foot tall. How is she fitting inside the building? It was only her neck is through the window, and her neck is so long that she can reach me. Well, she also can transform, but I don't think she's done it there. The kid and their mother both look up in shock and fear at the sight of the towering Hyper standing before them. Uh-oh. You made Sapphire angry. He's gonna make you pay the price. Sapphire looks down at the kid and their mother, her eyes narrowing. She speaks in a deep, authoritative voice, her tone stern and commanding. Who dared to hurt this little one? Uh-oh. Using my tiny snout, I point over to the kid, who was being rough. Please understand what I'm trying to show you, Sapphire. Sapphire follows my tiny... Where's a snout? And looks over at the kid who had been rough with you. Her expression darkens as she sees the kid who had caused you pain. Ah, so it was you. You had no right to hurt this little one. You need to learn how to be gentle and respectful when interacting with others. What is she about to do? The kid looks up at Sapphire, their eyes wide with fear and remorse. The kid's mother steps forward, her voice shaking. Like, I'm so sorry. We didn't mean to hurt the little dinosaur. My son was just excited and didn't realize how much he was hurting it. How's Sapphire gonna react to that? Sapphire looks at the kid's mother, her expression softening slightly. I understand that your son was excited, but that does not excuse his actions. He needs to learn to be gentle and respectful when interacting with others, especially small creatures like this little one. Holy cow. The other kid who was gently petting me actually came back over and picked me up, being careful not to hurt me. Uh-oh. The kid who had been gently petting me earlier now returns to my side. They carefully pick me up, being extra cautious not to hurt you. The kid looks at you with a concerned expression, their eyes soft and caring. Are you okay? I'm sorry the other kid was so rough with you. Aw, that's so sweet and nice. No. It hurts. Especially on my head and snout. Kid wishes a man, their expression turns to one of concern. They gently run their fingers through my feathers, feeling the tender spots on my head and snout. I'm so sorry they hurt you. I can't believe they were so rough. Does it hurt a lot? Yes. In fact, I think I'm starting to have a headache. Wait, and put invite Jordan. I have a headache. Why would you want to invite Jordan if you have a headache? In fact, I think I'm starting to have a headache. A very bad one. The kid looks at me, their expression filled with worry. A headache? That's not good. Maybe we should get you some ice or something to help with the pain. Or maybe we should find a doctor to take a look at you. A few seconds after this, Rexy, still in his massive dragon form, comes back and sees Sapphire, the woman, and her two children. Not Rexy! Ah! And the massive dragon form returns to the room and is taken aback by the sight of Sapphire, the woman, and her two children. He looks at them with a mixture of surprise and confusion. What's going on here? Rexy. Rexy, help. Some kid. That kid over there. That kid over there was being rough and hurting me. Uh-oh. You can tell Rexy's gonna be hissed. Oh my gosh, his name is Rexy, not Rixie! Rexy and his massive dragon form looks over at the kid who had been rough with me and sees them standing next to the woman and her other child. He growls low in his throat, quite upset by the news. Oh, I see. That won't do at all. I'll take care of this. What does he mean by that? What is Rexy able to do? Rexy, still in his massive dragon form, slowly approaches the kid and the woman. He towers over them, his presence intimidating. Which one of you was hurting this little one? Uh-oh. The woman and her two children look up at Rexy in awe and fear, their eyes wide. The woman steps forward, her voice shaking. It was my son. He was just excited and didn't realize how much he was hurting the little dinosaur. Reggie still his massive dragon form looks down at the kid and the woman, his expression stern. Excited or not, there's no excuse for hurting a creature like this. You need to teach your son to be more gentle and careful when interacting with creatures, especially small ones. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. I'm trying to think. What should I do here? Part of me wants to. Alright. I will be right back.